Hello friends. So today we are starting a video series on the book Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, a guide to spiritual enlightenment. It's a very famous book, very famous spiritual author. So let's go through the book. So the topic of the chapter 1 that we're going through now is You Are Not Your Mind, the greatest obstacle to enlightenment. Freeing yourself from your mind are the subtopics in it. Enlightenment, rising above thought, emotion, body's reaction to mind. So we'll go through all the subtopics. So I think we'll take 4 days to read chapter 1. Today we are doing part 1 of chapter 1. So let's go through it. Uncovering your hidden treasures, a guide to natural state. Welcome to this exploration of your inner world. The focus of this journey is to help you recognize a simple but profound truth. The greatest obstacle to your peace and happiness is often your own mind. The greatest treasure you could ever find is already within you. So, to explain that, he takes a parable of a beggar. A beggar on the box. A beggar had been sitting by the side of a road for over 30 years. One day, a stranger walked by. Spare some change, please, mumbled the beggar, mechanically holding his old baseball hat. I have nothing to give you, said the stranger. What is it? What is it that you're sitting on? Nothing, it's nothing, replied the beggar. Just an old box. I have been sitting on it for as long as I can remember. Stranger said, have you ever looked inside? The beggar managed to pry open the lid. With astonishment, disbelief, and elation, he saw that the box was filled with gold. I am that stranger who has nothing to give you, and who is telling you to look inside, is what Eckhart Tolle is saying in this chapter, beginning of this chapter, that you are like a beggar because you're looking for love, attention outside of yourself, and not knowing that all the source of fulfillment of happiness is right within you, but you're looking outside. And so you are like a beggar, and I am like a stranger who's telling you to don't look outside, don't ask for things outside, don't ask for love. Look within you, you will find everything there. Look within your own mind. You are sitting on the treasure. But what we might say, but I'm not a beggar. So those who have not found their true wealth, the radiant joy of being, are beggars, even if they possess great material wealth. We look outside for scraps of pleasure, fulfillment, validation, security, or love, while sitting on a treasure within that is infinitely greater than anything the world can ever offer. And then he says that the enlightenment is our natural state. It's not something that we have to achieve. So that he's saying the word enlightenment can sound like mystical, superhuman thing that we only special people can have it, and we have to do a lot of hard work to achieve that, and we may never have that. Our ego, the part of us that lives on feeling special or separate, likes to keep it that way. So, but enlightenment is actually our most natural state. It's simply the feeling of being at one with life itself, a state of connectedness with something very vast and indestructible that cannot be destroyed, and that is both you and yet much greater than you. When we lose touch with enlightenment, we feel separate from others. So when we lose touch with ourselves, we feel separate from others. So this illusion of separateness, the inability to feel this connectedness, gives rise to illusion of separation from yourself and from the world around you. But and this sense of being alone and separate creates fear. It leads to constant conflict both within ourselves and with the people around us. So then he says that the Buddha describes enlightenment very simply. He says it's an end of suffering. So, this definition is helpful because it doesn't give the mind a complex concept to believe in or a difficult goal to strive for. It simply tells us what is gone, the suffering. What remains when suffering ends is something you must discover for yourself through your own experience. Then he says that the word God is very misunderstood in this world. People say, my God is the only God, my God is the only right God, and all that problems come when we say word God. So Eckhart Tolle in this book will try to avoid using the word God. Instead, he will use the word being. So being is an open concept. It's more welcoming concept for everyone. It's like common concept that everyone will accept. Being is eternal life that exists behind the millions of different forms of life that are born and eventually die. It is not just out there in the universe, it is the innermost, invisible essence of everything, including you. It is your own deepest self. The most important thing to remember is that you cannot understand being with your own mind. If you try to grasp it intellectually or turn it into a theory, you will miss it. You can only know it when your mind becomes still. Your attention is fully in the present moment, the now. It is a feeling realization rather than mental thought. So, in conclusion, take a moment to consider the possibility that you are not just your thoughts, your worries, your personal history. Like the beggar in the story, you may have spent long years looking for fulfillment in the world around you, unaware of the vast wealth already within your reach. Remember that peace is not something you need to build or acquire, it is your natural state of connection to the one life that is always present. This treasure is accessible to you the moment you allow your mind to be still and turn your attention to the richness of the present. You're always sitting on the gold. You only need to look inside. Thank you for listening. Tomorrow we will carry on with chapter 1, part 2.